Let's build. What's good, everybody? It's Kelsito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. Welcome to the Esoteric Huddle. I don't got my whistle today, but y'all know y'all motherfucking ears would have been hurting if I had. Okay? Because the coach, all you got to keep his whistle. So, I just want to welcome y'all in. Welcome. We're getting ready for Capricorn season. And also we're getting ready for Capricorn new moon. And it is the end of Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season, what a goddamn season. What a motherfucking season. Shout out to Sagittarius season. What up? What's good? What's good? Shout out to Sagittarius season, okay? You know what I'm saying? Sagittarius brought a bunch of expansion that we did not expect. You know what I'm saying? But, nonetheless, there it is, So shout out to Sagittarius season, all Sagittarius season. What up, Mari? All Sagittarius season, we were supposed to be, paying attention to, because we always doing what the sun doing, macro, then on a micro scale. So if we doing what the sun doing on a micro scale, you know what I'm saying, we would play the natures of, the influence that we're receiving out in our way. So if the sun always brings a sense of transformation, a sense of action, a sense of conscious awareness, aka what you can see, you know what I'm saying? It brings that influence, brings consciousness, awareness in its most prettiest form, aka information, light, expression, and things of that nature. So there, nonetheless, with the sun in Sagittarius, aka the ninth house, we're experiencing that energy on a micro scale from our perspective. And so with our solar system, with us paying attention to that energy, we were paying attention to Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign, so it likes to be adaptable to its own way of seeing and feeling. Okay, so it likes to be adaptable to its own way of expressing, so it can come to a broad conclusion about how everyone is seeing and feeling. And everybody was in some type of spiritual bag. Everybody was talking astrology. Everybody was talking spirituality. Everybody was, acting a little bit optimistic. Everybody was acting a little bit, expansive, trying to place meanings and reasonings, on, their faith, have some sense of morality and things of that nature, have some type of conviction when it comes to your lower natures. So now that we're not in that space no more, we're transitioning out into Capricorn season, which is the cardinal earth sign. So shout out to all the Capricorns and shit like that. We about to be in y'all season, and today is the last day. So the sun will go into Capricorn tomorrow around this time tomorrow. What up, Black Swan? Shout out to you. The sun will go into Capricorn around this time tomorrow. So, we ending it tonight. Really tonight, tomorrow, a little bit tomorrow, and things of that nature will go into Capricorn. So it's still cusping. So, anything from 29 degrees to about 28 degrees to about 3 degrees is a cusp sign. So, you know what I'm saying? If your birthday is between 28 degrees and 3 degrees Capricorn, Sagittarius, you are, or 3 degrees Capricorn, you are a motherfucking Sagittarius Capricorn. So you're cuspy, so you're like a lava sign. You know what I'm saying? So you're like the scattered lava. You know what I'm saying? So the lava of Sagittarius and Capricorn would be creating new grounds, aka Capricorn, and then having the information of the transformation that just happened, which is Sagittarius and mutable fire. So we have immutable fire right now. That's what we're kind of paying attention to right now. We're paying attention to, man, we just went through some shit, some experiences, but now we have to find a way to fucking sustain that. Now we got to find a way to gain a position for that. Yeah, we just had some expansion. We just had some motherfucking expansion, some spiritual experiences. We was able to look at our own faith and see how we was adapting. Bird, what's good, bro? We was able to look at our own faith and see how we was adapting, our own actions, you know what I'm saying, in regards to others, and try to see if people was on the same scale of that. And so based upon us, you know, expanding upon that and placing meanings and reasonings, now we're in a position where whatever we've expanded on, we're going into Capricorn season. Now it's time to gain a position, gain some structure, gain, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Gain a position, gain some structure, gain a status, you know what I'm saying? And so we're going to do that, you know what I'm saying, based upon our actions and shit like that. So, you know, everybody make sure, you know, y'all scoping a position out right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all scoping a position out that you want to hold, that you want to be. Now, a lot of these things may not even be external yet. You know, a lot of it may just be an idea. You know, we're dealing with fire right now still. So, you know, fire plays out as imagination. You know what I'm saying? In this realm, at least, you know. But in an esoteric sense, you know, fire plays out as imagination. So you got to have an imagination about what you want to do. And now it's time to make that real in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So new moon will bring the new material. So it's already bringing that, because I'm pretty sure you guys are feeling it. So it's going to bring the new material, new manifestation. You should have a new body. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about Dr. Miami. I'm talking about a new body, aka a new reality. You know what I'm saying? A new way to think about reality, a new way to be practical in reality, a new way to practice reality, a new, you know what I'm saying? So we always creating bodies. So we create mental bodies. You feel me? We create mental bodies first. And once we create those mental bodies, you know what I'm saying? You know, the space that we're in, creating the mental bodies, that's why it's good to get into magic, so you can know how to put your mind in a certain space, because wherever your mind is at, that's where you develop thoughts and feelings and shit like that, and it'll accumulate and it'll lead your body into certain actions. So if you were doing your travels, you know what I'm saying, your spiritual travels during Sagittarius season, you know, you were able to put your mind in a space where now you're accumulating, you know, the right substance that you need to now it can be a sense of possibility. Okay, maybe I can have a position in this space. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can gain a status in this space. Now don't get too antsy. Don't get too antsy. What's good, Yamna? Because the motherfucking, the moon is going to make that very new, very fresh. You know what I'm saying? Very new, very fresh. Very new, very fresh. So you may be unfulfilled in that area as far as with this upcoming new moon. So this new material, this new status, this new position, yeah, you might see it, but the fulfillment of that during this new moon phase may put you in a space where you're unfulfilling. So right now, it's kind of good to just sit back, you know what I'm saying, observe the motherfucking position that you want to reach, the status that you want to, you know what I'm saying, the status that you want to plot on and things of that nature. And when the moon start waxing, it's time to start emotionally connected to that. You're just kind of going to receive with the new moon, you're kind of just going to receive the broad vision of it. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be able to see and react and respond in an efficient way that you would like to react and respond to it, based upon how do I connect to this position? How do I connect to this status? You know what I'm saying? How do I connect to this reputation? It's not going to be there, okay? The moon is new. It's not full. You're not going to be fully connected. Okay? Now, moon phases. Get on them goddamn phases. You know what I'm saying? Learn the phases. Learn the energy signature of the phases that the moon is in. So it's in Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to start at a very low percentage level being open to this position. At a very low percentage level. That's what you want to start doing, be open to this position. And then when it goes into Aquarius, it's time to communicate and construct and associate how you know what I'm saying? So then when it goes into Pisces, it's time to add a little imagination and expansion. Lady Jaga, what's going on? It's time to add a little bit expand. You know what I'm saying? So you got to follow the moon phase as far as how to emotionally connect. Now, we think this may be slow based upon our time and our position, the way we're receiving in these energies, but to the beings that are in the higher realms, I don't like saying higher, but, you know, have expanded from this body and have incarnated into, you know, higher vibrating frequencies, you know, these beings may experience this like in one day. You know what I'm saying? So time is a motherfucker, okay? But nonetheless, this is a new material, you know what I'm saying? A new position, okay? So you should be excited, but you also should be, you know, chilling in some way, shape, or form in that nature. But once the moon starts, usually what I notice is that once the moon starts waxing, that's when the energy starts to kick in. The experiences start to kick in. They start to come back to back and shit like that. And you got to show up, you know what I'm saying? So you can show up properly responding and things of that nature. So yes, Capricorn season. So yeah, we have fun Sagittarius season. You know what I'm saying? But now we're going to want to get serious. Now we're going to want to get structured. Now we're going to want to add some type of security. Now we're going to want to add some type of, you know, infrastructure and building so that, you know what I'm saying, we don't feel like this is just, you know, optimism. You know, we see potential now. So now that we see potential, we actually want to add some goddamn structure and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the planets is moving, they're moving all the time. So motherfuckers just gotta stay aware of what's going on. And so I'm gonna get into actual where we got some of the planets right now. Yeah, Capricorn, you put graduation. Capricorn do feel like we're stepping up. You know what I'm saying? We're stepping up to the plate. It feels like show and prove too. Like if you was planting good seeds, a lot of the things that you've done is gonna get proved right. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get proved right. You know, and God gonna bring you people, places, things that is going to match your frequency vibration, so you can get that certain status or position you want. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you planted bad seeds, Capricorn season ain't really nice. You know what I'm saying? So, long as you was trying your goddamn best, that's what it matters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so motherfuckers is going hard right now. It's a Mars day right now too, and we got motherfucking Mars still retrograding in Gemini. So it's not necessarily going to be in a position where it's direct into like January 12th or something like that. So yeah, so you know, I hope everybody, as far as the Mars situation, you know what I'm saying, with your passions, your motivations, and things of that nature, you're supposed to be reanalyzing your passions and your goals and things of that nature. And that means basically anybody that was coming around in your surroundings, you know what I'm saying, trying to take you off passions and goals, trying to talk you out of it. Maybe they weren't even doing this consciously, but you know, maybe they were doing this, you know, being utilized as a vessel because, you know, anytime we got retrograde, we have a repeating energy. You know what I'm saying? So it brings like that energy back in a past way that you experienced it. So if it was Mars, you know what I'm saying, you may have somebody that brought back a space of reminding you of some old intentions you had, or some old passions you have, or you just had to fight to think the way you want to about your passion. Period. You had to fight the way you wanted to think about shit and shit like that. So if you went through that fight, you a strong ass spirit. You know what I'm saying? You a strong ass spirit, because this Mars retrograde was not pretty. Okay? So, you know, you have to fight for your mentality. You have to fight for information. And I can say information is one of the most greatest things. I think of air signs, you know, I was just talking about this with somebody. I think air signs get a lot of flack, but, you know, air signs are amazing because, you know, they do bring a lot of, there wouldn't be no correspondence if there wasn't for information. You know what I'm saying? And logic. You know, there wouldn't be any correspondence. You know, and we need that correspondence and shit to, you know, get this, have points and things. You know what I'm saying? Have points, get this information, and that manifests to material. So always remember, it's fire, water, air, earth. So you have a vision. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the feminine side of that vision, which is the water, where you start to cool down in that, and then you start to connect to that vision and shit like that, and that's like influence. And when now you're in that influid, aka it plays out as, you know, information and things of that nature. So you go back between how do I express this feeling, aka the air, okay? And then once you do that long enough, you know what I'm saying, it starts creating a substance of earth where you can start to ground, where you can start to be a little bit more practical. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, if you were attentive to that energy, you know, that's what we were going through with the Mars retrograde and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was almost worse than, but we about to have Mercury retrograde too. So this don't stop. So we got to have Mercury retrograde in Capricorn as well. And Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is going to bring past ways to think about your position. So yeah, when all that shit that you just went through before the bullshit before the expansion just arrived out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? The happy days just arrived out of nowhere. Shout out to Daphne. That shit finna come back with this Mercury retrograde. So remember, I said it's about mind states. So we always the observer. We're not the thing that we're observing. You get what I'm saying? So the way we get lost in mentalities is that when we start observing things, you know what I'm saying? AKA it could be thoughts, feelings, because those are your first bodies. You know what I'm saying? The first vessels you take as a spirit before you start to get into this physical vessel. When those start to reappear and things of that nature, if you start to agree with those thoughts, and you can, and it ain't even gotta be you agreeing with them, like I agree with this type of thought. It could be you just thinking that is a valid thought about you. You get what I'm saying? So that's some spiritual work. You know what I'm saying? Now you could think that's a valid thought. Like, people don't understand how the spirit is no thing. You can think something is a valid thought about you, but it don't necessarily have to, that ain't necessarily real. We always have the ability to change what we're observing. A lot of people get challenged into doing that. But you deserve it in some way, shape, or form. And that's why we have things like retrograde to test you, to know if you're going to be sturdy about, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is, what Mercury will do in Capricorn is bring information, bring communication, bring analyzing and logic and thought forms back about your fucking status and about your position. And I don't necessarily know if we like retrogrades like that, but that's what it's going to bring. So as it's bringing that back, it's your responsibility to not get lost into that mentality, to not get lost into that mindset, to not get lost into those thoughts, to not get, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to take it for what it is? Now, what it is is for a reanalyzation period. That's why it's retro, a replay. You know what I'm saying? For you to agree. Now we all get fucking washed up a little bit sometimes here and there. We not, you know what I'm saying? We still humans. We're trying to evolve into starlight beings. You know what I'm saying? You know, using our higher chakras, higher men and women, higher thoughts and feelings. And then we got our lower chakras, which connect us to the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You know, so it's when the Mercury retrograde back. It's about how you handle it. Okay, so while the moon was waxing and things of that, waning, aka it was starting to get unfulfilled and things of that nature. You know, it was starting to get unfulfilled through the phases. I think we had a fucking, what was it? Was it Gemini full moon? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we had a full moon in Gemini and shit like that. And then we started to go through the phases where, you know, we start to get less unfulfilled, but really it's just making room for something new, because there's no such thing as fulfillment in long periods of time, because the spirit is no thing, but it's always trying to create something to represent itself. So it's like, once it gets tired of that substance that we create always manifests in some way, shape, or form. It'll turn into material. And then once it gets too heavy and things of that nature, and too old, and too dense, and too heavy, the spirit will start trying to get up out of that. And this is what death is. But you always creating a new body in some way, shape, or form. So like, even when you do transition from this form, that's why it's good to be in a good mind state, and it's good to create your mentality based upon where you live in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, which would be where you're at mentally, emotionally, and what you're paying attention to before you die, and things of that nature. Because we all here to create our world and frequency, and then we all doing that together. So even if we do die and reincarnate, when we incarnate, we'll incarnate in a better spirit, and it'll be light enough to shed this forms. That's why even when you're going through your darkest times, it's good to always be light. It's good to always be expressive. And I know that's hard. Yeah, well, let me say, it's easier said than done. I know that's easier said than done. But, you know, being a Libra, I had to fight against all opposition with integrity. Now I'm sitting in gratitude for all the lessons. Oh, yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. And absolutely. So, Libra, you about to learn about the status of your relationship. You know what I'm saying? You about to learn about the stat with Capricorn. You about to learn how the status of how you've been related and shit like that. The position of it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's at. You know what I'm saying? How others are receiving that, you know what I'm saying, and how can you do it a little bit more structured and business-wise. Shout out to Moon Quill. Yeah, it's about that breakthrough. Yeah, so like I was saying, yeah, even if you going through the darkest times, you know what I'm saying, your darkest times, it's good to smile. It's good to laugh. It's good to be in your imagination and things of that nature. And that brings me to my next alignment too that we're going through, because we got Jupiter. We got Jupiter in where's that? Pisces. Yeah, we got Jupiter in Pisces. So with Jupiter in Pisces, we've been experiencing a new imagination on a subconscious level. So Jupiter, we just retrograded hella long in Jupiter. And I feel like a lot of these shit started to speed up around the time where like all these planets went direct. I think we had Saturn go direct, we had Jupiter go direct. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit did start to pick up a little bit more. But Jupiter right now is going to enter Aries soon. But right now we're experiencing a new imagination subconsciously. So we're experiencing a new dream, a new imagination, but it's still kind of like subconscious though. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for everybody that's into spirituality to understand this, because imagination is powerful, and then the imagination that we all have as the collective is even more powerful. So even with everyone being into astrology, if you're into astrology, you know, take it serious. You know, learn about, you know, life with it. You know what I'm saying? Learn about, because it's really a new thing. It's like you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's associated with me, Sito World, takes it serious in some type of aspect for themselves. That's why the creative gifts are important. Yeah, our creative gifts are important right now. Shout out to Daphne Speaks Light. You know what I'm saying? That's what we speak. We speak light and shit like that, because we always, you know, coming from the space, and it don't matter about the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You know what I'm saying? We already know shit created from the mind, and that's what we is. So, you know, with Jupiter, we're experiencing a new imagination subconsciously. And the new imagination is what Aries is bringing, the birth of the imagination. So I'm pretty sure some type of disruptive energy has came into your subconscious area. It can be, you know, you're starting to gain more information on a lot of people, or different people, different types of people that you could see yourself around, or, you know what I'm saying, showing your individuality around, you know, or even a new creative gift, you know what I'm saying? It could be something like that you want to express, you know, but that's all important, because, you know, we don't want to fall back on this energy when it moves into Aries. We want to take this energy into Aries the right way. So when Jupiter moves into Aries, we can take all the knowledge and wisdom that we gain, and the knowledge and wisdom that we were supposed to gain in the fashion, from my perspective, is that, you know, you want to take your spirituality a little bit serious. You know, it's good and fun, you know, when we're all just chilling, you know what I'm saying? We could talk about signs and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about astrology, but when we know what we can actually come together and do, you know what I'm saying, as the collective, and what we're actually doing, you know, this is when we can be in a position where it won't be like a trend today and something going tomorrow, which it ain't ever gonna be like that for my, you know, everybody that's associated with Sito World, and you know, and what we got going on. But you know what I'm saying, you want to keep that position, you know, because, you know, things can come and go. So that's what Jupiter and Pisces right now. And then when we go into Aries, we're going to want to play that character out. So we were going to want to take whatever imagination we had and start to act upon that and things of that nature, and express that in an individual way and shit like that. And that can even lead to war or some type of leadership. What up, Sammy Sensation? You know what I'm saying? We don't want no fucking war. You know what I'm saying? We want some leadership. So everybody that was fake spiritual for Sagittarius season and shit like that, if y'all ain't trying to build shit in Capricorn, move the fuck back. All right. We also got Venus in Capricorn, so this is in a new relationship. I mean, in a relationship with a new way to build. Okay, so you should have a new body. You should have a new body, baby. I ain't talking about Dr. Miami either. You should have a new body. Okay, so if you in this relationship with this new way to build and things of that nature, you're in a relationship with the new position. So you got to think about the energy of Venus. You know what I'm saying? When you in the energy of Venus, what's good, boo man? When you in the energy of Venus, you know what I'm saying? This is relationship. And so when you're relating, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to seek balance, you know what I'm saying? Or receive balance with Venus. So if you trying to receive or give balance to Capricorn energy, aka Venus and Capricorn, in a relationship with a new position, You know what I'm saying? You're trying to relate what Capricorn is about, cardinal earth. You're trying to relate a sense of position. You're trying to relate a sense of structure. Now, this might not have nothing to do with communication because it's not an air sign. Connection, because it's not a water sign. Expression, it's not a fire sign. Okay? So it's earth. So it may be a little bit less communication. You know, it may be more practical. It may be more, hey, I'm showing up to this space as my fucking self. You feel me? So that's how it's going down with Venus. So you know what I'm saying? But what's going to bring the actual connection to that is Venus itself, because Venus is kind of an emotional sign anyway, because it likes connecting. It's kind of feminine in nature. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, moving on. You know what I'm saying? We got Mercury in Capricorn as well, conjunct Capricorn. This is analyzing status and position. So not only are you relating your status and position right now and things of that nature, or trying to relate your status and position, trying to find ways, you're trying to think of ways to do that too. You're trying to gain information. That's what Mercury is. Mercury is going to bring that information. It's going to make you want to think about that. It's going to make you want to draw it out. So, you know, and then if we got motherfucking, what else we got? Mercury, Mars, Moon, Venus. Then we got the Sun. Let's talk about the Sun. Well, I already talked about the Sun. I already said the Sun is going to Capricorn. We got Saturn. And gaining structure with association. So we got Saturn in Aquarius. So you're still supposed to be gaining structure with your associations. How are you going to associate yourself in the world? Do you want to associate yourself in the world? Do you feel like you have a purpose in associating yourself amongst the collective, amongst the world? Do you feel like you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's going to make us think of, it's going to make us get serious in that area about our life. You know, anytime we got Saturn, it brings serious energy because it's reality, it's structure. You know what I'm saying? It's constructiveness. So, you know, we're going to want to get serious based upon how we associate ourselves and things of that nature. And then that's been sextiling the Sun. Aquarius been sextiling the Sun in Sagittarius. So that was that energy where it felt a little free, but we had based upon it sextiling the Saturn in Aquarius, we knew boundaries. You know what I'm saying? We had an opportunity to place boundaries. So we didn't want to be necessarily too free in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to kind of like, be a little bit more structured. We didn't want to be too willy-nilly and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so Saturn and Aquarius is gaining position and status with your association and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all motherfucking seeing what you associate yourself with, and is it blocking you? Is it creating limits upon you, or is it making you, get from point A to point B? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? Is it realistic? Now we get into, the co-ruler of Aquarius. Aquarius likes to bring individuality based upon Uranus being there. So Uranus likes change. It likes individuality, but it has to change and rebel against something outdated and old to even exist, to even be itself, which is Uranus. So, therefore, Uranus is in Taurus. Now, Uranus falls in Taurus. So basically, I like to think of it like it's in a sunken place. You know what I'm saying? It's like in a sunken place, or, we call it sleep in the subconscious community. Shout out to flights. We call it, sleep and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, it can be in a sunken place, so how we got to change and individualize, and what we got to change is things dealing with value. Now, you got to think about how strongly people love shit. Because anytime we talk about something somebody value, this is like how somebody gains security. So You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the energy of value. What do you value? What do you appreciate? You know what I'm saying? What do you value as far as, you know, your talents, your gift, your resources and things, all that shit going through a change right now. Now, we may not be up to date upon it because we probably might not be mentally connected there to the point where we can create a chakra there, aka we all bring our spirits in the same space in the esoteric realm and start to create a mind, aka thoughts, feelings, emotions, practicality. We probably ain't created a mind in this space for us to kind of create the material for us to know what exactly product, you know, or what we're producing is going to create the change. Now, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about, you know, people that are not into astrology and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we have to individualize and change the way we gain security based upon our own way of thinking about that and being practical. So everybody, all these individual type of jobs and individual types of business, y'all seeing people with these positions, people on YouTube gaining money, people on, you know what I'm saying? That's what this is, you know? And so everybody kind of got to go through that energy, but it's scary because, like I said, the way it's done is within Taurus. So it's like in a sunken place. You know what I'm saying? So we don't feel like we're doing it right and shit like that. And then Taurus already stubborn in a way of it being an earth sign. So you can be changing and trying to change something, but people's values might be so strong that, you know, you would seem like the rebellious one. You know, but if you're a strong spirit and you saying, no, this is what we should value, and this is going to get us the money. You know what I'm saying? Not we should value the old way and this is going to get us, you know what I'm saying, to the bag and shit like that. No. We got to change our values. And that is going to. So just change some of your values, please. The negative ones. And start putting some positive value into your shit. And you'll be good. All right? Yeah, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, new moon in Capricorn is going to bring that new position and that new status. And it's going to be filtered through the energy of creating and initiating a new way to think and be practical and shit like that. So you might feel unfulfilled in that area of trying to think and be practical and shit like that. So don't wreck your brain a little bit too much. Now, you can always use the opposite house in the new moon, you know what I'm saying? When, you know what I'm saying, it's unfulfilled a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because it reminds us of the actual energy we're responding to, even when we can't actually, when that influence is not prevalent in some way, shape, or form. So, you know what I'm saying? Or it reminds us of the energy that we should be in. You know, shout out to y'all too. Shout out to you. This is great. Yeah. And then we got Neptune. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's about to be fucking Mercury. It's about to be Venus. It's about to be Pluto. It's about to be the moon and the sun all in Capricorn. So if you don't think your new body is finna hit, you better juice that bitch up. I'm telling you, juice your esoteric body up during this new moon. Because when the moon starts waxing, this is what you're supposed to be in. And your form, you know what I'm saying? Your form and what you're formulating, and AKA, what do you think, we're connected to a power cord or something like that? No, we're creating this shit from the inside out. How the fuck do you think you're growing? Hair. How the fuck do you think you're aging? How the fuck? What, don't they tell you when you got negative mentalities and shit, you be stressed? Okay. So we got new, you know what I'm saying? We got a new fucking body. Okay, juice that bitch the fuck up. It's your body. Okay? Anytime we got cardinal Earth in this fucking sky, it's new material. Earth. It's not fixed Earth. It's not fixed Earth like what is manifested. It's not Taurus. It's the initiative of that. It's the plan. It's the structure. It's what brings that into density. Okay? It's what builds the building. Capricorns do. Yes, I'm an Aquarius. I'm Aquarius Sun and Moon. I'm a Capricorn rising. Okay? So you need to know what house you have Capricorn in so that you can, know what area of life this playing out. Always hit me up, DM me, whatever, we can get you situated. But yeah. So yeah, juice that motherfucker the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? In the esoteric realm, I need you need to be into some magic. You need to know what magic is. Magic is nothing other than faith, belief, and imagination. But it's not like they teach y'all into, shout out to the clubhouse, yeah. Y'all can join the clubhouse. Shout out to Lady Jaga. She is an official clubhouse member. So hit up Seek the World membership and get that clubhouse for $5 into Aries season. You know what I'm saying? We building, we sharing gems, we sharing bonds, shit, you know what I'm saying? I kind of took a break Sagittarius season and things of that nature with the cause, but we finna hop back on that and get everybody situated and shit like that. But yeah, so you need to be ready for this. You get what I'm saying? You need to be ready for this. Like, I don't think y'all take this shit serious enough. Not y'all in here. You know what I'm saying? But this is what Spirit giving me. All right? All right? So, that energy is about to be juiced. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? The energy is about to be juiced. So we're gonna wanna see and pay attention to our status, aka the sun is going to be there. We're going to want to relate that in some way, shape, or form. Find more information about that. Mercury, Venus, I say it relate. We're going to want to take power and control over that. Pluto, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to start to feel emotionally connected to that. We're going to start to feel emotionally connected to that. You know what I'm saying? So, New moon in Cap. New moon in Cap. New moon in Cap. New moon in Cap, don't cap. You hear me? You hear me? All right? So I need y'all to know that. New material. New material. Okay? So how I was, what I was saying was you have to understand the essence of material before you even start to get into the physical realm, because I know we always point to the physical realm, but the physical realm is always a representation of things that are internal first. Like I said, we create our fucking bodies from the inside out. Blood. How? Water. We're in another density body of water. Oh, you think this is air, my nigga. Wait till you get out of this form and go into another form. You're going to be looking at this. In the other realms, this might play out like water play out in a different realm. I mean, in this realm. Not in a different realm, but in this realm. So, we always build in 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional bodies. That's what they don't tell you. So, I'm here to, spill the beans. Shout out to the soul. You feel me? But yeah. So make sure y'all motherfuckers is aware of that. We got I think I covered all the fucking planets. I would get into the alignments and things of that nature, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep it simple right now. What I'm going to do is kind of keep it broad and things of that nature, because I see a lot of more people are interested in this talk and things of that nature. Astrology. And, what's the purpose of astrology? The purpose of astrology is for you to, use it as a tool to become aware of yourself. And you aren't your astrology, but you do have representations of yourself on a physical level and on mental levels, okay? And so if you have representations to yourself on a physical level, which would be your mannerisms, your characteristics, your actions, your look, you know, how you go about things, you have that on a mental level. And so that's what astrology comes in. People give you, hey, you're an Aquarius or you're a Scorpio. Is it because what are they're pointing to your mentality? You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, your mentalities and your womentalities, your thoughts and your feelings are like your first bodies. So before you get to the physical aspects of you playing them out in a 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, you are doing that esoterically within the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. What's up, esoteric energy? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Esoteric energy. So we always vibrating on an inner and creating energy. You know what I'm saying? And you doing that using our soul force in the esoteric realm, which would be you being an individual, and then you as a spirit, based upon you having natural selection, chose the shapes and forms that you wanted to use to represent yourself. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lady Jaga, I appreciate that. She said, you the magical aqua plug, though. Hell yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know, we getting us connected, getting us in shape and form. You know what I'm saying? Esoteric. I'm just teaching everybody how to update they you know what I'm saying? We in the age of Aquarius. So, you know what I'm saying? If our bodies was the phone, like the shit like that, I'm just showing you how to update your own shit. But you got to update it, though. You know what I'm saying? You got to update it and shit like that. And if you're not in the right space, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to know how to update it and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? You gotta update. You got to shed the old apps. You know what I'm saying? You got to shed. Everything we do on the physical level is always mimicking the internal. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. But, you know what I'm saying? You got to delete storage and shit. Like, you got to get rid of old mentalities so you can be open for the new update that come in from, you know what I'm saying, you know, the energies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The influences and shit like that. And once you receive that through your chakra system, how you want to play this out, you can get deep with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Magic is real and shit like that. I see it firsthand every day. But like I was saying, it only plays out through our faith, belief, and imagination. So yeah, we all have faith, belief, imagination, and creativity. But until it can make sense to this person, that person, this person, that's what we actually here to do. We're actually here to bring it together in some way, shape, or form so it can be beneficial. Other than that, you can be magical in your own head, and that would be doing it in a negative aspect. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to be magical in your own head. Unless you having some moments with God, you know what I'm saying, you get inspiration out of the world. But you intended to do that to bring that down, to participate. I'm Zeus in the fucking flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it go through my fucking chart. You know what I'm saying? So I claim my energies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I'm always, you know, expanding and things of that nature on our experiences. Zeus ain't nothing but another word for Jupiter. So I have that. I have Zeus's eagle and Capricorn. So, which is the bird Aquila and things of that nature. So I can basically see things from higher angles and make it make sense within the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension and things of that nature. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that type shit. I'm running the fuck it app. Hell yeah. Fuck it app. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Hell yeah, we gotta run that fuck it app sometimes. We gotta run that fuck it app sometimes because that app that app killed, like, let other shit die that we need to die. And a lot of shit that needed to die this season, because we were coming out of the death season, which was Scorpio, and Sagittarius season. And now we're ending the fall season. Okay, so there's no more falling. There's no more falling. We're supposed to gain all the knowledge. Let me see if they put us back on. Okay, we back on. Yeah, they was on bullshit for a minute. But yeah, I forgot what I said. But anyway, anybody know where I left off at? Anybody? Can't run these because they heavy. Yeah, so new body, new position. Now, don't think of it as a new body like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's the new position. And when you're dealing with Earth, you're dealing with a new body. You're dealing with a new substance that play out, in a position that's closer to the material realm. And so anything that's closer to the material realm is connected to material. So the material that you're going to attract from this new body matters none. What does matter, what does matter as far as this new material is how you're going to start to feel about that position. Now, think about it. A new sense of position comes with new responsibilities too. So you got to be ready for that aspect as well. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're ready for some new responsibilities and things of that nature. Because to know what position you got to take or want to take, you're going to have to know how to fulfill that responsibility. So if you seeing yourself crying and shit like that, do that look like that matchup, the new position that you want? You crying about wanting to be liberated? Does that look like the position you want? Or rather crying in the aspect of wanting to, because you want to really uphold it and shit like that. That would be the actual good cry, because like you're doing your best, and when you get that good cry, you know what I'm saying? You get that good cry and like, because you fighting and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of cry and shit like that. But that's when you actually